Hey Chris, what do you know about Madagascar?
Madagascar? Follow me! So the island of Madagascar was actually settled about 2,000 years ago. The early inhabitants actually practiced theism, where they believed in one supreme being. Now this supreme being's name was Zahandri, or in the English as we would know it, the creating prince. Now with this belief system, they believed in a lot of different things, one of them being superstitions, where they believed in unlucky and lucky days. On the unlucky days, they typically would fall on the lunar calendar, or as they would know it, the Olokosi. On these days, they wouldn't travel, have children, or even work. And if they did have children, they would either be suffocated to death, or they'd be buried alive on these unlucky days. But thankfully, this isn't a practice that is still done to this day. The first European to actually set foot on the island was named Diogo Diaz. And around the 1500s, that's whenever the French, the Dutch, and the English came onto the island themselves. And with that came their culture, religion, and ideas. Now, at the request of King Ramadan I, the London Missionary Society in 1818 actually introduced Protestantism. And to this day, 53% of the population practices Protestantism.
Salama, or should I say bonjour. Malagasy and French are the two official languages of Madagascar. Malagasy is the more common language spoken by most of the inhabitants. It is actually more closely associated with the Australian and the Polynesian people because they were the first to settle Madagascar, as opposed to the neighboring African countries such as South Africa and Mozambique. The other official language is French. French first became an official language when Madagascar was settled by the French and became a French colony. Even though it later gained its independence, it still retained this national language. Even though there aren't that many native French speakers that remain in Madagascar today, it's still spoken all across the country in government institutions and other learning institutions. It is widely used. The main foreign language in Madagascar is English, but there are actually 20 different languages spoken in Madagascar. The literacy rate in the country is 67%, but functionally it's actually much lower than this. And the rate is in decline. Therefore, there are many teachers needed in Madagascar.
Hi guys, this is my ring-tailed lemur friend, Remy, and this is his first time visiting the United States. What was that, Remy? You're afraid to be in the United States. Why? It's the greatest country in the world. You're afraid for your life? Oh. In Madagascar, there are cultural customs and taboos called fighting, one of which is for the reverence and respect for all species of lemurs, which are native only to Madagascar. While some ethnic groups will hold to this fighting more strictly than others, a general reverence for all lemurs is held.
What even is economics?
Well, Madagascar is not considered to have a strong economy. It is an unregulated economy with many untapped natural resources and no capital markets. Nearly all 25 million inhabitants are dependent on flows from natural capital. The natural economy is 80% based on agricultural production, which includes fishing, forestry, as well as farming. Vanilla production ranks as top source of revenue, with raw nickel mining ranking as second. Madagascar's fisheries also bring revenue to the country, as well as wildlife tourism. In fact, their currency is the Malagasy Arari. Yes.
That's literally not even what I meant.
Oh. Madagascar is located in the Indian Ocean. Madagascar is the world's fourth largest island in the world. Madagascar is divided into five main regions. These are as follows: the East Coast, the Saranana Massif, the Central Highlands, the West Coast, and the Southwest. The first is the very hot and humid climate, and that's during the summertime. The second is the cooler, dry climate, and that's when we'll be going. There's actually a very wide variety of flora and fauna in Madagascar. Actually, 80% of the wildlife in Madagascar is found only in Madagascar. And the most common species that's found in Madagascar is the lemur. Due to rampant deforestation, much of the valuable rosewood in Madagascar is now gone. Actually, 90% of it is gone, and this has very serious consequences on the economy.
Save the trees!
Just go to church and you know.
Yeah, right, woman.
What?
That's crazy. In Madagascar, men and women are traditionally allowed to wear the same types of clothing. This means a man or woman could wear a long sleeve shirt or pants or trousers just about anywhere, except to a place of worship, such as this church. While this is the case, men and women are viewed as equals in the country of Madagascar. This means that a woman could just as easily be the CEO of a multinational corporation as a man.
In the 18th century, one of the ethnic groups on the island gained control and instituted a monarchy, and eventually they ruled most of the island. Until 1880, when the French military landed on the island and created a colonial rule. In 1993, Albert Rafafi beat Rastirica during the presidential election. However, after his election, he did not accept the revised constitution and was later impeached. And Rastirica coasted back into power. During the 2001 presidential elections in Madagascar, both Rastirica and Ravalomanana claimed to have won the presidency. Rastirica, the current president of Madagascar at the time, stayed in the capital, while Ravalomanana created his own capital city in his hometown, until the power shifted and Rastirica had to flee to France. Thankfully, things like that don't happen in America. We are politically fine. Right now, Henry Rajalomanana is the president, but Ravalomanana, who is back in Madagascar, is planning on running for the presidency during this year's election.
Don't show love like the floods, coming on with a rush and soon over. In Madagascar, we can learn a great deal about the Malagasy people through their proverbs. Proverbs reveal different aspects about the culture, as well as allow us to learn about the people's thoughts, attitudes, values, and morals, as well as reflect the environment of the country. For example,
I'm so hungry.
a hungry crocodile is never pleasant. Madagascar's proverbs also reflect the Christian influence of the Roman Catholic Church. All these proverbs are well known, accepted, and held with great moral meaning.
Pathos, logos, ethos. That's like ethics, right?
Ethics. Speaking of ethnic people groups, Madagascar is a nation filled with multiple people from all over the world. The longest occupants on the island were the Zabimbi, who lived there before the Malagasy. The population in Madagascar is over 26 million, and the population in Madagascar is known for its Asian and African life. From the peoples to the land to the food to the way of life, the blend of African and Asian ethnic groups are clearly seen. It seems that even the land cannot decide its ethnic origins, with a blend of both savanna and terraced rice fields. Most of Madagascar's population is Malagasy. Malagasy consists of 20 different ethnic groups. The most dominant ethnic group in Madagascar is the Marina people. Other large groups in Madagascar are Betsamitsaraka, Betsilio, Semini, Sakalava, and French, along with many other groups. The reduction of Malagasy people immigrating to other countries, coupled with the decline of foreign ethnic population, has created a very ethnic lopsided blend.
Oh my gosh, are you talking about Madagascar?
Yeah.